Hello, everybody, and a pleasant Monday to you wherever you may be. Welcome to the HITI pregame show with James. I'm James, of course. As the Halos take on the Mariners in Seattle, the first game of the three-game series coming up here at 6:40 on Valley Sports West, AT&T Sportsnet up there in Washington, other areas such as Oregon and all the other states that they claim. Today is, of course, September 11th, 2023. Back in 2001 on this day, we had those terrorist attacks on New York, on Washington at the Pentagon, the Twin Towers there at the World Trade Center. Many died, 4,000 died altogether, I believe, or more. More after that from the smoke at both places. Just a really sad day, and I know everybody out there remembers that day. And the ones that were too young or they weren't even born yet, it's hard to explain what happened. You try to, but I think images and videos do it for you, and it's best that way. So there's not many questions pretty much after what you can do or say. That's basically how I go about that day whenever somebody asks what happened or why it happened. It's all out there for you. Just, again, a really sad day. Everybody remembers where they were. I do. I wasn't even awake until the second tower, or the first tower went down in New York, and then the second one was up, and I thought it was a dream. My brother came and woke me up, and he said, "Hey, you gotta watch this." And, I thought it was a movie or something. I was like, why the hell is he waking me up so early for a movie scene? And no, it was actually happening. That's the crazy part about it. I thought it was just a movie scene, and no, it was actually what happened. So I remember I was on Channel 5 or something, and I just couldn't believe it. I really thought it was really just amazing after all these years. Again, all the images and videos you've seen over the years is just crazy. But we also remember, though, for the longtime Angel fans, on September 18th, MLB resumed, and the Angels went to go play in Seattle. That's why I bring this up, since the Angels are in Seattle this game for a three-game series. That game, Seattle shut out the Angels 4-1 over Anaheim. Freddie Garcia got the win. Ramon Ortiz got the loss, and that was the resume of that season. Mariners, of course, went on to win 118 games. They lost in the divisional round, I believe, championship series over the Yankees. The Yankees went on to lose Game 7 to the Arizona Diamondbacks in that World Series. And the Angels were, 40-something games out at that time. Just really, really a bad time for that year. Then remember what happened next year with the Angels, and good times happened in 2002. So it's amazing to think what that year brought and what the next years down the line would bring. Eventually a new One World Trade Center would be completed in New York in 2014. The Pentagon would be put back together where the airplane went, and we went on with our lives. But with remembrance, with a new state of not fear, but awareness. That's what I would think after 9/11, 2001. So remember this day, remember all the victims, pray for their families, just think about all the people that was lost, firemen, civilians, policemen, military staff in Pentagon. The other plane that went down in Pennsylvania that was likely headed for the Capitol or the White House. Just remember all the victims on all the flights for sure. If you're looking for tickets, let's get to the business. Go to 714 Tickets for the NFL games that were going on yesterday. It was a wild week one. especially in Southern California teams. As the Chargers lost, of course, how they do. The Rams won shockingly. The Raiders ended up winning, and the 49ers drilled the Steelers. So, with all that being said, you want to watch NFL games, you want to go to games, go to 714 tickets for the best prices available, and then no hidden fees or checkout, no hidden fees or surprises at checkout. You want to get the best, you go with the best 714 tickets. Right now, put in that code HITI for 10% off in the checkout area. Online, if you need to call the staff, go to 714-842-5387 for their great staff if you need help. If you want to look for the best seat, they'll definitely help you out. So they're a great place. And also, the reason I took a drink, not because my throat was hurting, but because Noble Oil Works. You got to go check out Noble Oil Works. They've had a fun couple of days lately. They've had some barbecue outside. They've had the Angel game there, that series with Cleveland. Then you had the Gwen Stefani concert on Saturday, and they had a pre-party show there. That was a really cool thing. They always got specials going. Make sure you go there for free parking for Angel games and drink specials. Make sure you go there for that. So check out the Instagram page at Noble Oil Works every day and see what is going on. And come out. They have friendly people there, friendly staff. I've met a lot of them and good people. I plan to be up there, I think, for at least 2 more Angel games, and I plan to go up to Noble early and often those days. Also, for Halos in the Infield, please watch the Todd Fox postgame show. After every Angels game, he'll lay down the law. This is his birthday, by the way. Go shout him out today, as well as Mike Moustakas' birthday. So the 2 leaders here, it's their birthday, so that's pretty cool to think of. Also, check out the flagship podcast of Halos in the Infield on YouTube if you want to see their faces. And then go to all your podcast mediums and just put in Halos in the Infield. So Apple, Google, Spotify, Podbean. Just find it all. Just put in Halos in the Infield and you're good to go. And also find us out, of course, here on YouTube, Instagram, X, and Facebook. So let's get to today's game. The starting pitchers, as this is the first game of a 3-game series coming at 6:40. Reed Detmers will go for the Angels. He's 3-10, and then Logan Gilbert will go for the Mariners. He's 13-5. By the way, the last series, as I mentioned, the Angels split with Cleveland. The Mariners lost 3 out of 4 in St. Petersburg against the Tampa Bay Rays. So the standings after all that, before I get to the starters, the Mariners are 2.5 games out of first place from the Astros. The Rangers are right there, 3 games behind. Meanwhile, the Angels are 15 games out of first place, 12.5 out of the wild card. And then Seattle has a wild card spot in the American League right now. They have the 3rd spot, but Texas is a half game back. The closest to Texas, of course, is 6 games, and it's Boston. The Angels at 67-77. The Mariners at 79-64. That's the way everything runs, I guess. Now, Reed Detmers. Let's look at his... Oh, no, let's look at transactions. There's been a few today. Let's get there. Jose Suarez was reinstated from the injury list. Remember, he was on the 60-day DL. He left a game that I was at with Todd in May, I want to say, or June. I think it was in May, and we haven't seen him since. Gerardo Reyes was optioned back down to AAA Salt Lake City. He keeps going up and down, up and down. But yeah, at least the Angels, it's a winning series I saw. Okay, So it's a winning series with Cleveland. I wasn't paying much attention. But, yeah. And then the question of the day I love with Patrick Sandoval. You can find it on all the social medias. What's his letter grade? Mine is pretty much a D. He never progressed to where he was supposed to be. Almost same thing we'd read Detmers. But yeah, shout out yesterday to Kenny Rosenberg getting his first win. He went 5 innings, 1 earned run, and 4 strikeouts. And then Esteves got his first 30 save season. So that was some firsts for the Angels this year. Or in their careers, I should say. And then in the MLB with 3,000 stolen bases this season, it's the first time since 2012. So I think that's what the league wanted, more action, and they certainly got it. So Reed Detmer, so let's look at his stats. Of course, he's 3-10, as I mentioned, 25 games, appeared in a 4.82 ERA, 130 and 2 third innings pitched, 147 strikeouts. And then a whip of 1.40. So he's good in some phases, but in some he really isn't. Fastball, of course, at 94. 4-seam, and then 89 on the slider, 75 on the curve, 85 on the changeup. His slider could be deadly, but his fastballs get him in trouble. And that's been kind of the problem this year. For Detmers. This will be his 26 games started. As I mentioned, 129 hits, 76 on run, or 70 were earned out of the 76. 18 home runs given up, 54 walks, 147 strikeouts, as I mentioned. So the walks have been a problem as well with 54. Let's see. His last time out, and we'll look to see if he faced the Mariners as well. He faced the Orioles here at the Big A, or there at the Big A, and he went 6 2/3, 9 hits, 2 runs, 1 was earned, and 1 walk and 5 strikeouts for Reed Detmers. This year he's faced Seattle twice, and that was on April 3rd the first time, and he got a no decision there, and then he faced the Mariners on August 4th, and he got a no decision there. But that was a game that the offenses were going crazy at the Big A. I do remember that game on August 4th. So we'll see how Reed does with that. For Logan Gilbert, the other starter of today's game, of course, Detmers is the lefty, Logan Gilbert the righty. He's 6'6", 215 pounds, 26 years of age, out of Stetson University. He was drafted 14th overall by the Mariners in 2018. This will be his 29th start, 13-5, a 3.61 ERA, 167 strikeouts, or 171 strikeouts in 167 innings, and a whip of 1.07. He's really good in all of his value and all the pitching percentages. So this is a tough task for the Angels with the lineup already hurt as it is. Fastball at 96, 89 on the slider, 81 on the curve, and 86 on the changeup. Looking at his other stats here. What is it? He's one of the league leaders in wins with 13. He had 13 last year. He ended up 13-6. This will be his 29th game started, as I mentioned. Innings work, he's right up there. He's given up, though, 148 hits. He gave up 170 last year. Earned runs, 67 out of the 70 given up. 23 home runs. He's given up 30 walks and 171 strikeouts, as I mentioned. So he does give up the home runs, but he does get his strikeouts. That's been Logan Gilbert's MO ever since he got in, pretty much. And they're relying heavy on him, that's for sure. Alright, so that's the pitchers. Let's get to the lineups for today's game. Let's see. Okay, Nolan Shawneewell will be the leadoff hitter for the Angels at first base. Batting second will be Shohei Ohtani, so he will play. He will DH. That's great to see. I didn't see the need for him to come back, to be honest. And I know that's really bad saying that, but I really mean it. I didn't see the need for him to come back. I just thought, well, he's going to be done. Might as well not hurt him anymore. If a pitch gets away and hits him in the elbow, that's going to be more trouble, even though it's padded. Batting third will be Brandon Drury, the second baseman. Batting fourth, Logan O'Hoppe behind the plate catching. Batting fifth will be Arado Escobar, the third baseman. Batting sixth and making his return will be Zach Neto, the shortstop, so that's a good thing. Randall Grichuk will bat seventh in left field. Brett Phillips will be batting eighth in center field. And then Jordan Adams, use two hands, please, when you catch the ball, will be in right field. For the Seattle Mariners, leading off will be J.P. Crawford at short. Batting second, Julio Rodriguez will be in center field. They go as he goes. Batting third will be Toscar Hernandez, the designated hitter. Batting fourth will be Kyle Raleigh, the catcher. Batting fifth will be Anahito Suarez, the third baseman. And then batting sixth will be Ty France out of San Diego State University, the first baseman. And then Jared Killenick, just coming off the 10-day IL, will be in right field, so they get him back at the right time. Batting eighth will be Dylan Moore, the second baseman. And then batting ninth is one of my favorite names, Sam Haggerty. I don't know why I like that name. Haggerty. Sounds Irish, doesn't it? I don't know. Yeah, okay, so let's look at the remaining pitching matchups for this series. Of course, today is Detmers and Gilbert. Tomorrow, Sandoval and Woo. And then, to be announced on Wednesday for the finale in the afternoon for the Angels. And then Luis Castillo will go for the Mariners. He's 12-7. So that's the series going on here. Let's get you some MLB scores and get out of here. There's already one final. The Braves defeat the Phillies 10-8 in 10 innings. Win goes to Iglesias. Remember him. Alvarado gets a loss and Yates gets the save. Excuse me. One postponed game in Chicago. The Royals and White Sox. I don't think God wanted to watch that. Sorry. The Diamondbacks and Mets in Queens is delayed right now, but they maybe will be ready to go. Zach Davies will get the start for Arizona, and Jose Quintana, remember him, 2-5 this year. Other games coming up soon, Washington and Pittsburgh. Jackson will be going for Washington. Let's see. The Cardinals and Orioles will be facing off. That's a rematch of the 70 World Series, I want to say. Kramer will be going for the Orioles there. Let's see. The second game of the doubleheader between the Braves and the Phillies in Philadelphia going. Michael Lorenzen will be going for the Phillies there. Remember him. 407, the big matchup of the week, I think. The Rays and the Blue Jays, as both are fighting for their... Well, the Rangers are fighting for the division. I'm the wild card. Toronto has just the wild card to keep or try to get. That will be up at 407. Dane Dunning will go for Texas, and Chris Bassett will go for the Blue Jays. Yankees and Red Sox, MLB Network. Also at 410. Schmidt will go for the Yankees, and then Crawford will go for the Red Sox. Rays and Twins in Minnesota. That's also a big matchup there at 440. Tyler Glasnow will go for the Rays, and then Sonny Gray will go for the Minnesota Twins. Marlins and Brewers. That's also a big matchup at 440. Luzardo will go for Miami, and then Milwaukee will throw out Brandon Woodruff. The A's and Astros at 510. Miller will go for Oakland, and Framber Valdez will go for the Houston Astros. At 540, the Cubs in Colorado. Wicks will get the start for the Cubs. Freeland will get the start for Colorado. The Guardians and Giants in San Francisco. Williams will get the start for Cleveland. And then Alex Cobb, remember him, will get the start for the Giants. And then the Dodgers and the Padres from LA. Avila will get the start for San Diego. And then Stone will get the start for the Dodgers up there in Dodger Stadium. So again, on September 11th, we remember the victims and the horror of that day, and try to get through like we did day after day of that time. It's amazing to think how many years have gone by. Watch tonight's game. Again, Detmers will go for the Angels, the lefty, and Logan Gilbert will go for the Mariners, the righty. And then make sure to tune in for the Todd Fox postgame show right after. Everyone take care. Be safe out there. Go Halos. Later.